Welcome to my cooking channel. My name is Priscilla Ferreira, and this afternoon I am going to share a recipe with you for a lasagna. The lasagna, though, is a meatless lasagna. It's ideal for someone who's a vegetarian, not necessarily vegan, because it does contain whipping cream, heavy whipping cream, and it also contains some cheese. And cheese is one of the most important ingredients for this recipe. The main ingredients are, of course, wild mushrooms, because it is a wild mushroom and cheese lasagna. And we have a bunch of mushrooms here today because you need 2 pounds. And to get 2 pounds of mushrooms, it takes a lot of mushrooms because they're very lightweight. So here I just bought a bunch of mushrooms in a bunch of different places. Oyster mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms, portobello mushrooms, and then there's this gourmet blend of mushrooms. And in this we have the normal white mushrooms. So I just mix all these together. I'm gonna have to slice these, of course, but these are our mushrooms. The recipe also calls for parsley, and the recipe asks for flat leaf parsley, but I didn't have any. I forgot, actually. And we always have parsley at home, so I'm just gonna use this regular parsley, but it will taste better if you use the flat leaf parsley. Then the recipe calls for Vidalia onions, and guess what? I forgot the Vidalia onions, so these regular small onions are gonna be just fine. We're okay with that. And then there's the cheese. So we improvised on the cheese again. This cheese that's used for this recipe is taleggio cheese. That's an Italian cheese, and I only can find it usually at Whole Foods. So I went to Whole Foods today, and I was so excited because I said, oh, they have taleggio cheese, but then they only had less than a pound, so it was like half a pound of this cheese. So then I asked, they have a really nice cheese section. I said, do you have any more? They went in the back and they looked, and they didn't have any more. I said, well, can you recommend a cheese for me that will substitute this? In other words, what can I mix with it to make a pasta? And he recommended Fontal cheese, which is also an Italian cheese, and it's soft too. So hopefully the taste is nice. I've had Fontal actually before, but I'm wondering, is it gonna go well? He says yes, so hopefully it will. White wine, and these are the heavy whipping creams containers, and lasagna. Hopefully this box is enough, because I also forgot to buy the lasagna. I don't know how I do that, because if you're making lasagna, you need the lasagna. But we did have this box at home, and it's still good until next year, so we'll go ahead and use it. And hopefully I'll make it in a short lasagna, or like a rectangular but not so long dish. That way this lasagna should be enough, because it is 3 layers of lasagna, but if I make it in a long skinny dish, it should be fine. So the first part of the recipe is basically cooking all of this stuff, and then you're gonna make the layers with the cheese and the cream. It's a heavy lasagna, but it's so good. The cheeses just go together so well with the mushrooms, and I really love this recipe. I've been making it forever. The recipe comes from Food and Wine magazine, but I have, I like to write my recipes down so that I don't forget them. And this recipe I wrote in this little book that I have. I bought a bunch of these little recipe books in Italy while I was there, and this is where I keep a lot of my recipes. I have a really nice one of David if you want to see it. But anyway, I love Italy, I love Italian food, and if you're having Italian cheese in your lasagna, it means it's good. Are we ready? Now comes the cooking phase where we will cook our mushrooms and the onions with olive oil and butter. So first what we're going to do is add the butter, 2 tablespoons, and the oil, and we'll use extra virgin olive oil, of course. We will cook the mushrooms until they brown. It says 2 tablespoons. We'll add a little more. And we just heat this. Add the onions. And we just stir them. We'll let them cook for about 18 minutes, stirring them often. Let's add salt. Be generous. You can see how the mushrooms are nice and brown. And soon we're going to add the wine. There we go. We simmer until this evaporates. Notice how I'm specific about the measurement of the cream and not of the wine. We will lower the heat. And now, let's see, what is that thinking? And we'll simmer this over moderate heat. I'm gonna add just a little bit of white pepper. White pepper is good. See how it's thick now? We can add the parsley after we've left this for 5 minutes. So, it's really perfect. This is ready. We just added the pasta, the lasagna, to the water, and we'll cook it for 9 minutes till it's al dente. Our pasta's here, and now we're going to gently add it to ice water. So I forgot this step. So the next step is to add our mushroom mixture. We'll do that now. We're going to add 1/3 of the mushroom mixture. And by the way, this mushroom mixture is amazing. I think that's about 1/3. Right. And then 1/4 of the taleggio. So we have both cheeses here. So I'm going to mix them together. Remember, we have the frontal and the taleggio. That's good. So the broken pieces we can add to the bottom. Maybe it's a sign that I need to remove the ends that didn't cook so well. And now we do the same. We add a third. This is so amazing. So delicious. We cover this with cream. So nice. And our last layer is cheese. Cheese. Whoever invented cheese was smart. Good taste. There you go. This will go in the oven and we will cook it at 350 for, I would say about 20 minutes or so. Yeah, about 20 to 25 minutes at 350, just so the cheese melts. It doesn't cook for very long. In my case, I might leave it a little longer to cook the pasta.